All right, guys, now before we start this video, just a quick shout out to my boy Josh Quinones. He did lend me this device, the 12R. I've been using it for about 2 weeks, and he was nice enough and kind enough to let me make some content with it. So shout out to Josh. Guys, the link to his channel is below. If you are not subscribed, head over to his channel, hit that like button on all of his videos, subscribe, give him a shout out, tell him where you came from, follow him on all social medias. But Josh, man, much respect, appreciate it, bro. Thanks for the loaner. But the 12R, let's talk about the little brother of the 12. Now, the 12 right now is my daily driver when it comes to phones. I sold my S24 Ultra, and I'm using the OnePlus 12 as my daily device. Now, there are some things I love about it. No phone is perfect, but the 12R, this is the little brother, almost as powerful and can basically give us 90% of what we are getting on the OnePlus 12, which is a few $100s more. Now the price on the 12R, $499 for 128 gigs of storage and $599 for 256 gigs of storage. But right now it's on sale on OnePlus's website for $529 for the 256 gigabyte model, and there's up to $400 in trade-in on this device. So if you have something to trade in and you want to step your game up or just get something new and try something new, you can basically with the trade-in get this for about $129 for the 256 gigabyte model. So very impressive what they're doing. Such a nice looking phone and a fun phone to use. Now all the other specs on here, we're going to run through them. 8 Gen 2, right? So Snapdragon 8 Gen 2, you're getting that flagship processor from last year. Still very, very powerful. It will be for years to come, and you're still getting the security updates and the software updates from Samsung. Now, the one difference between this model, the Gen 2 and the Gen 3 on the, say, the OnePlus 12 is going to be efficiency, right? That's where they kind of separate. If you do a side-by-side comparison of these, just opening and closing apps, they're going to be very close. And you'll see that a bunch of YouTubers have videos up like that. Now, the other specs on here, you're getting 80 watt fast charging on here. Now, no wireless charging, but of course, OnePlus, as they always do, other companies should listen. They're still giving us the charging brick in the box, an 80 watt SuperVOOC charging brick, 0 to 100 in 26 minutes. Why? Because this also has a 5,500 milliamp battery. So we're getting insane battery life with insane fast charging. And let me tell you from experience, when you have a device that charges that fast, you don't care about wireless charging at all, because the best wireless chargers that we have available here are directly from OnePlus, and that will give you 50 watts wireless charging if you are using some of the OnePlus devices. But other than that, you're not going to be 80 watt fast charging, 100 watt fast charging, and most of those are coming from companies like OnePlus. Now, again, the other specs on here, you have the dual cryo velocity VC cooling chamber in here, just like you do on the OnePlus 12. So gaming on this device, I did play some games. You guys know if you follow me, I don't play a lot of games. I basically play Asphalt Racing and Call of Duty every once in a while, but I am starting to do it a little more for content. So I did play a lot of Asphalt Racing on this device, and it's been perfectly fine. It doesn't even feel warm when I'm done with it. It's not a very high or intensive game. It's not going to really bring out a lot of power on this device, but it still should get a little hot. Compare that to something like the iPhones, you're going to feel the warmth on those devices, not on the OnePlus 12R. Now the display on this device, 6.78 inch LTPO AMOLED display, 120 hertz refresh rate, Gorilla Glass Victus 2 on here with a 94.2 screen to body ratio. Now we are getting the curved display, not my favorite. I do prefer a flat display like an iPhone or what Samsung did with the 24 Ultra, but how I will say that a curved display is much more comfortable to hold in the hand, especially when OnePlus devices are not usually as wide as other phones that we see. Now, of course, we are getting the alert slider on the side of the device, so you could just mute it, have it vibrate or ring with just the slide of this. As you can see, ring. And then we'll go to silent mode if we want, which we need to do for this video. Now we also get an IR blaster on here. So if you want to change your TV, control your TV from your phone, you're going to be able to do that on the OnePlus 12R. Now, of course, we do have the fingerprint sensor in here. You also do have face unlock on here, and they both work very well. I always prefer fingerprint sensor. I still hate Face ID on iPhones, just not my thing. You might love it. Of course, we are running Oxygen OS on here and Android 14, just like we get on the OnePlus 12. So as you can see, we're really not losing out on a much. But what I'm going to talk about now is where we're getting kind of mid-range cameras on this device. Still very good and capable cameras, but mid-range. Now on the front, we are getting a 16 megapixel front camera on here. And on the back, we do have the triple cameras on here. So we get the 50 megapixel main, the 8 megapixel ultra wide, and then the 2 megapixel macro if you want to take some close-up shots. Now when it comes to video, you're getting 1080p on the front when it comes to video, and 4K up to 60 frames per second on the back when we are talking about video. Now, if we're talking about the 12R and just how good and powerful this is, you can see here how smooth. Remember, 120 hertz on here. Take note, we're paying $400 to $500 for a device with 120 hertz. On the $900 iPhone 15 Plus, we still have 60 hertz. And I know a lot of you have a problem with that, but it is what it is. OnePlus never settled. They're finally giving us that, and they have been for really the last 2 years. Now remember, this isn't a paid review. I'm just a OnePlus fan. I got the watch. My go-to earbuds are the OnePlus Buds Pro 2, and my main daily driver is now a OnePlus 12. And OnePlus 12R is just as good, almost as good. Not quite as good as the OnePlus 12, but it's a very good phone, and bang for buck, very difficult to beat. So performance with the 8 Gen 2, remember, you're getting security updates, you're getting software updates on this device, but the Snapdragon 8 Gen 2, this will be very powerful for years and years to come. Now, again, we talked about the camera. That's kind of where it's lacking, right? So on the OnePlus 12, let me take this case off. On the OnePlus 12, we are getting just a better camera setup. But as you can see here, the cameras on the 12R, they're no slouch. You know, a lot of cameras struggle in low lighting, and that's no different. A little noisy when it comes to the OnePlus 12R. But if you just want to pull out your camera, you know, grab something, shoot it, this will do the job. And these are the kind of pictures you're going to get. They're very good, especially in good lighting, like most pictures on cameras. Phone cameras now are not like they used to be. Most cameras on phones are very capable of giving you a really good picture, probably 90% of the time. The difference in some of these cameras are once you spend a little more for a flagship device, once you get to the $1,000 price point, that's where those cameras where you just pull out, take a camera or take a picture, you know, that number jumps from like 90 to like 97, 98%, where you're going to get a good picture most of the time. The difference is in how often are you going to get a good quality picture. The 12R, though, is no slouch at all. And video quality on here, you be the judge for yourself. Okay. All right, guys, the 12R, this is the front-facing camera. 1080p, this will give you an idea of what it looks like on here. Not a lot of light coming in. It is daytime. I do have the sliding glass doors behind me. I'll turn around so you can see that. That's pretty much the only lighting coming in. Otherwise, it looks a little gloomy in here. Let me know what you think of the quality. Yeah, so just look, a quick video on the OnePlus 12R. This is one of the best devices if you are in a budget of around $500. Look no further. If you're on the Android side of things, this is a monster of a device. Very comfortable to hold. It looks really good. The colors, I think they did a really good job. The matte finish on the back, I mean, basically no fingerprints. I do love it. I even like that back better than the back of the OnePlus 12. And look, they look very similar. So people might not even notice, or why should you even care? Because your phone is a beast regardless whether you go for the 12 or the little brother, the 12R, a beast of a phone and very hard to beat when it comes to bang for buck and value. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know what phone you're using right now, and if you would even consider going to a OnePlus device, whether it's the 12, the 12R, or the 11 from last year. Still a monster of a device. But that's it, guys. Just a quick video. Again, check out Josh's link below. Great creator. I'll be back soon. Peace.